Welcome back, deep divers. Today we're taking a closer look at something that's been making headlines. It's about Harrison Ford. And no, not a new movie this time.
That's right.
It's a health update, and it's got Hollywood buzzing and probably a lot of you too.
Yeah, especially since it involves the Oscars.
Exactly. Harrison Ford, of all people, had to back out from presenting.
Big news.
Big news, because he's got shingles. At first glance, you might think, okay, inside baseball, Hollywood stuff. But you know what? Shingles is something that can impact anyone, even legendary adventurers.
Oh, absolutely.
Turns out, Indiana Jones does have a weakness after all,
Mhm.
and it's not snakes.
Right. Who knew?
So he was supposed to be a presenter, right?
Yeah, a big one. Best Picture, no less.
Best Picture. And the guy's been busy. I mean, new Indiana Jones movie, 1923.
Huge year for him.
Exactly. So must be something serious for him to miss this.
Which brings us to shingles. What exactly is this thing?
So shingles, it's caused by a virus, the varicella zoster virus. Ring a bell.
Wait a minute. It's the same one that causes chickenpox.
Oh, wow, chickenpox.
Yep. And here's the kicker. After you've had chickenpox, the virus, it kind of hides out in your nervous system. For years, even.
Like a sleeper agent.
Exactly. Dormant, but not gone.
Yeah.
And then, bam, later in life, it can reactivate as shingles.
So anyone who's had chickenpox is basically carrying this around.
Pretty much. And it's more common than you might think. Almost 1 in 3 people will get shingles at some point.
Wow, those are some serious odds.
Yeah, and it hits older adults especially hard. Risk goes way up after 50.
Makes sense. I mean, immune system isn't what it used to be, right?
Exactly. And here's the thing. It's not just a little rash. We're talking serious pain. Burning, blisters, and nerve pain that can drag on for weeks, even months.
That sounds rough.
It is.
Yeah.
I had a friend go through it. Oh, it was awful. She described it as like constant electric shocks right along her rib cage. Couldn't sleep, couldn't work. Even clothes were painful.
Oh, man. I can't even imagine. And is there any way to know, like, when this thing might come back?
Sadly, no. The triggers, they're not fully understood. But we know stress is a big one. Chronic stress, it weakens your immune system, leaves you open to all sorts of stuff.
Okay, yeah. I can see how that would make sense.
Yeah.
So Harrison Ford, with his crazy schedule,
Right. The pressure, the travel.
could definitely be a factor.
Definitely. And then there's other things too. A weakened immune system from like illness or medication, aging, obviously. Even just being really tired can tip the scales.
Wow, so basically anyone who's had chickenpox, which is like most people.
Right. And that brings up a really important point about how contagious it is.
Oh, right, because I was going to ask, if it's from chickenpox, can
Yeah.
you, like, spread shingles?
Well, you can't catch shingles itself from someone else. But the virus can spread from someone who has shingles to someone who's never had chickenpox. And then they might get chickenpox.
Oh, okay, so it's not like passing around a cold or something.
Nope, not at all.
Okay, good to know. So what about protecting ourselves? Is there anything we could do, or are we just kind of sitting ducks?
Well, there's good news. There's a vaccine that can really lower your chances of getting shingles. And even if you do get it, the symptoms are likely to be way less severe.
Oh, really? That's great.
It is. And treatments have come a long way, too. Antiviral meds can shorten how long it lasts and reduce the chances of complications. There's something called post-therapeutic neuralgia. Basically, nerve pain that hangs around even after the rash is gone can last for months, even years.
Ugh, sounds awful. I definitely want to avoid that.
Yeah, no fun. So vaccine, early treatment, those are key.
Got it. Anything else we can do?
Well, on a more everyday level, managing stress is huge. Sleep, healthy lifestyle, all those things help keep your immune system strong.
Okay, yeah. The basics, but important. So back to Mr. Ford.
His people say he's getting top-notch care and focusing on recovery.
That's good to hear. I've seen tons of messages from fans online. Lots of love and concern out there.
Which is amazing, right? Speaks to the kind of impact he's had. He plays these strong, resilient characters. And now he's facing a real health challenge.
It's true. It's kind of ironic, isn't it? Indiana Jones survives all those crazy adventures, and then a virus.
Right. Maybe snakes weren't the real threat after all.
Maybe his weakness was lurking inside all along. But seriously, it's a good reminder. We got to stay on top of our health, especially as we get older.
Couldn't agree more.
Well, the Oscars will find a new presenter. The show will go on. But I think we're all sending good vibes to Harrison Ford for a speedy recovery.
Yeah.
And, this whole thing has got me thinking. What can each of us do to boost our own health and immunity as we age? Something we should all be thinking about.
Absolutely. It's a journey, learning about our health And knowledge really is power.
Well said. Until next time, deep divers, stay curious.
And still healthy.